Right then, Power Rangers, brought to you by Krispy Kreme. I'll get to that in a bit. Power Rangers, or Saban's Power Rangers, is the reboot of the 90s TV series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So let's take a look at this. Okay. So this film follows the basic format as any of the other Power Rangers series. 5 teenagers imbued with powers to save the world, etc. So the main 5 that we follow are basically just rebooted versions of the original. Jason, Billy, Kimberly, Trini, and Zach.
My bad. That's on me right there.
With no Tommy. The 5 Rangers that we follow are all very well cast. They do extremely well with what they're given, and these guys are probably the best part of the film. Well, they are, actually. There are very brief moments when they're all interacting with one another, and it's nothing short of spectacular. However, these moments are far too brief and too far between. The rest of the film, the cast, as previously mentioned, is quite good for the most part. Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. Look, I feel like her initial appearance is quite freaky with a lot of horror elements thrown in there, but for the rest of it, she's just chewing scenery and doing a lot of screaming. And at one point she even sits down to enjoy delicious Krispy Kreme. Again, I'll get to that in a bit. Bryan Cranston and Bill Hader as Zordon and Alpha 5 respectively are pretty good. They both put in, however, I do feel like Zordon's arc is a little diluted, and Bill Hader's improv comedy still works, however, sometimes it feels like it would have been a lot more consistent if this was a much more consistent film. Because tonally, this film is all over the shop.
Ay, ay, ay.
You can easily see the 3 acts in this, and they can be broken down like so. Act 1 is basically The Breakfast Club meets Chronicle, an edgy and moody teen film. Act 2 is a weird training montage with the 5 trying to become Power Rangers.
It's just a hologram, like a video game.
That's a strong-ass hologram.
Not a video game.
And this is where the aforementioned horror elements are thrown in. And Act 3 is basically an episode of the kids show, but just an all CGI battle as opposed to 2 dudes in rubber suits smacking one another. But in all honesty, that might have been better, because on the whole, the CGI and special effects are actually quite good. However, the final battle does not look very good. Good enough, but compared to the rest of the film... But hey, it's a Power Rangers film. For that, it's okay. Credit where credit's due. With the film's tone, I don't know who this film is for. At the beginning, I assumed that they were doing what they were doing with the later Harry Potter films, where they just assumed that the audiences that enjoyed the Power Rangers in the 90s have grown up, so they decided to make a more grown-up film. But then you have the pink and yellow Rangers doing a weird kung fu fight over a donut at a Krispy Kreme restaurant. Okay, this is as good a time as any to talk about this. I don't know how much they paid them, but it better have been worth it. I'm fine with product placement. I'll watch Stanley Tucci drink some weird Japanese milk in Transformers 4.
No!
Or see Chris Pratt enjoy delicious Coca-Cola. Hell, I'd even advertise stuff on this channel. But when you build an entire plot point around a Krispy Kreme and have what, in all honesty, looked like a B-roll shot of Elizabeth Banks in costume, having a donut during her lunch break, and then they CGI'd a battle sequence in the background, that's where I draw the line. But in fairness, at least this final battle wasn't around another blue beam shooting up into the sky. Thank God. Instead, we can all just enjoy a scrumptious Krispy Kreme. Oh no, they've got me as well! So all in all, there are some moments in this film that are enjoyable, but honestly, I found myself quite bored throughout the majority of its 124-minute runtime. If you're a massive fan of the original, there are some moments of enjoyment to be had. I did settle into it in parts, and it can be quite fun and self-referential, but ultimately quite boring. I wouldn't really recommend this to many people, but what I will recommend is that Power Rangers short film released a couple of years ago by Joseph Kahn, which stars Katie Sackhoff and James Van Der Beek. It's roughly 14 minutes and so much more enjoyable than this. It was taken down, but I bet you can find it on Vimeo or something. However, since the release of this film, Saban has come out and said that this will be the first in a 6-movie arc. 6 movies? Another 5? Really? In that case, they're not exactly off to a great start, to be honest. But it seems like they'll be introducing the Green Ranger in part 2, so I'm all up for that. But have you seen Power Rangers? What did you think of it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. You can also find me on Twitter at BenMJDBrammer. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time.